Welcome back to my channel. I have an experience to share with you guys back in 2008 of how God spoke to me, and He spoke to me by using an illustration. I remember the night before I went to my bed and I got a dream, and in my dream I was told to read St. Matthew chapter 6 verse 25 down to the end. When I got up and read the scripture, I realized it was talking about God's provision to man. Now, it was in a time when things was really rough. I had bills to pay, I needed food, and I needed gas to put in the car. I was doing sales at the time, so I was really having a rough time. But God spoke to me that day in such a profound way, and that's what I'm going to share with you now. So just stay tuned, don't go nowhere. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Alright, so on that particular day I was in Salem. I bought my lunch and I was instructed. You know, sometimes you get a hunch, like we would say that our mind tell us to do something. Well, my mind told me to do something, to go to get off the main and go on one of the back roads close to the main in Salem Runaway Bay. That's in St. Anne. I followed. When I got around to where I stopped, not too far from the main, very close, I started eating. And when I realized some rice grain fell to the ground. Now remember, this was a tough time for me. Tough time. I really was in need. Tough time. Alright? And so I remember some rice grain fell to the ground. And while I was eating, the voice says, "Look down. There's a plane coming in, or a plane leaving. There's a plane leaving." Yeah. Alright, I just gave away my location, but it doesn't matter. Alright. So I remember the voice says, "Look down on the ground." So when I looked down on the ground, I saw some ants gathering up the rice grains that fell from my box to the ground. Now remember the scripture I got in it. It says to remember the lilies, how God clothed them, and not even Solomon in all his glory was arrayed like one of these. He mentioned the birds, how they can't work but yet still provide for them. You know, He tell you that He provide the clothing, the food, the shelter, the raiment, everything that you need. He promised that He will provide, and He used the nature to show that if He provides for nature, then what would He not do for you? Right? So I looked down and I saw the ants gathering up the rice grain. I said, "Wow, this is amazing." I said, God chose me, who is struggling, who believes that there is no hope, nothing is working out, there won't be a better day. I was just living by grace, and my faith was wavering because things were so rough for me that time. And He sent me to that location, took me off the main road, sent me to that location where those ants were, because He knew that those ants needed food to survive. He knew that they need something to eat, and He used me, who was saying that I did not have enough, and I don't know how I'm going to survive, and I don't know how I'm going to do this, and I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills and so forth. He used the same person to bring food to the ants at that restricted location that no human would ever gone to, and He used me to bring food to the ants. Friends, I looked down and when I saw it, I was amazed. I said, "My God, You're good." And I believe with all my heart that God was telling me something. He showed me that if I can use you who have nothing to provide for the hands, then I can use somebody, or I personally, God can provide for you and take you out of the situation that you are in. I must tell you, friends, that since that day, I mean, yes, things have fluctuated, but I've never gone back to that stage. I've never found myself back in a similar position. God brought me out of that situation, and He chose an experience, experienced, and encouraged me. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has been talking to you. I know that God has And God has been encouraging you and He has been showing you signs, but you are ignoring the signs. My sign was that I chose somebody who had nothing to feed those ants, right? He chose me to feed those ants. Those ants who can't work, can't fend for themselves apart from gathering up food. He sent me to get the food. He brought it to them right where they were and gave them food so that they could survive. What a God. What a God. What a God. I was amazed, and I hope you were amazed too, that God will work in such a wonderful way of bringing food to those ants. And He used me, who was complaining that I had nothing and was worrying. He used me, who had nothing, to give them who had nothing. So don't believe that you're inadequate or you're worse off, because there is something good in you still. There is something good that you need to do still, and there is something good that you can do still to benefit others, to help others, even though you might think that you're in need. What a God. Now, I love the view behind me, but I have to go now. So I'll see you again. Peace.